Hi, I'm Steelfur. This is Steelfur Speaks on tour, coming at you from a snowstorm with my snowman friend in the background. Not much really for this video, except to wish you all a happy Christmas. I'm obviously not going to stay on this balcony. Sorry, too long. Happy New Year, I mean. As I mentioned, I'm on tour. I'm currently in France on a skiing holiday. Skiing hard. That's what we've taken away from all of this. Skiing difficult. I've done 2 days of lessons, and then my third day I completely was just face tanking everywhere and all over the place, and it was a bit rough. So yeah, that's kind of like the vibe that we're at now. I'm going back, of course, once all this blizzard ends. Of course, tomorrow will be good skiing, apparently. So we will be going back tomorrow. I've got 2 more days of potential skiing to get better at it. So yeah, that's fun. You can have a bit of a look around, though you can't see the mountains. I'll post some photos on Twitter, but I'm in Chamonix, near Mont Blanc. So that's really, really fun. What else to say, just to add to this sort of hello video? I mean, there's sort of this heavy hitter stuff we'll analyse properly when we get back. You know, we don't really need to go into it too much detail. I will say to all the people who are like worried about Rhinar and stuff like that, it's like I think that we've established the recipe for these new sets is kind of like, you know, new heroes plus old heroes to just make the design burden a little less. But also, like, heroes like Rhinar really did need attention, so it's not like they didn't need any sort of thing like that, you know? So there's a lot going on there. All right, let's go inside where it's a bit warmer.
Yeah, just for the variety.
Oh, anyway, so this is essentially a chalet where we're staying with most of my family, who you might have just heard. And yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of excited to see Rhinar again. Like, I feel like if they're using these 6 set heroes, sorry, just having a look at how much it's snowing. If they're using these 6 set heroes to, or these 6 hero sets to, you know, revitalize heroes that haven't yet had the oomph to get across the finish line, plus giving in new heroes, I think that is the best use for them. Like, realistically, what we're talking about is working to make heroes living legend. I think that is a certain amount of the dialogue that's going on. And I think that part of the push for that is just, you know, bringing those old heroes up, the ones that haven't got that many living legend points yet, because they want the game to keep changing. So there's going to be a point, I think, where we're seeing this kind of thing where Dorinthia is going to get a boost and Rhinar's going to get a boost and Bravo and Katsu and all those old heroes. Like, they don't want them to stick around forever. So I think we are reaching the stage where, you know, these heroes are going to start seeing a lot more support to start pushing them over the line. For good, for bad. I mean, you've had 3 or 4 years with Rhinar. If he starts to get a lot of points and he retires and you get a new brute, I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited, as well as reasons to be, you know, sad. So I think that is good. And I think I wouldn't be surprised at this point, just based on when I'm uploading this video, I think there are still a few heroes left to be spoiled. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a returning either Dorinthia, because, you know, I think in the story, Solana has kind of lost and Dorinthia might take that personally. So we could see a returning Dorinthia. We could see a returning Bravo. I wouldn't be surprised if 3 of the 6 heroes in these sets were always old heroes coming back. But that might change once those old heroes have actually had time to go. So once we've gotten rid of all of these heroes, maybe it's not going to be so important to keep bringing them back and those kind of things. Maybe things will be a bit safe. Things will be a bit safer for your older heroes. But then I think we're getting an impression of how long LSS want heroes to stay around in the game, and I think that is really kind of, you know, a year, you know, maybe a bit less. They don't want 3-year heroes. They want the heroes to keep changing regularly to kind of have variety constantly being pushed through the game. So I think that's kind of a good takeaway from that. I have to say, Wager seems kind of fun. I like big attacks that have downsides, but, you know, your opponent can choose to block them. You know, people are saying, well, Wager's bad because your opponent can get the benefit, but actually you're talking about a 7 power card. Your opponent has to block it with 2, you know, equipment plus card from hand to get the Wager effect. So actually it's kind of brilliant. And, you know, when you get to late game, those wagers become so much more impactful because your opponent doesn't have any armor left. You know, your opponent is kind of just like blocking with cards from hand. And then suddenly that 3 for 7 wager, which gives you a bonus if it hits, suddenly starts becoming a lot more impactful. So I'm actually really excited about the wager mechanic. I think it's really exciting. And I think also I like the way that it kind of works differently for every hero. So like saying you're wagering on your sword attacks for this turn as a warrior, for example, is different from wagering on a huge brute attack. You know, you'll have attack reactions to make that try and hit. Whereas Brute is kind of saying, give me all your cards and a bit of your armor, and I'm going to weigh you down. So I really like how flexible Wager is across the different classes we've seen it in. And I really feel like that is actually it's a really interesting design. Does it feel a little less powerful than other effects we've seen? Maybe, but I'm willing to see where it goes. So, you know, this channel is kind of first and foremost news and design focused, so I just want to call out, I think Wager is actually fantastic design, and I'm really interested to see where it goes. I'm really kind of excited to see all these different heroes using it. And also, Outsiders was the test of the 6 hero format, and it worked out incredibly well, so I'm kind of excited to see where Outsiders takes us next, and not Outsiders, where that Outsiders format takes us next, and what this set looks like. Because if this is successful, and Outsiders was called out by a lot of people as one of their favorite draft sets of the past year, so if this is successful, then the 6 hero set could be the norm for drafting in Fab, and I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't actually hate it. I like having so many heroes, even if some are coming back, and as I said, in the future we may not see as many reprints because they will be gone or they will be living legended. So actually we might get 6 hero sets that have, you know, 3 young, 6 young, 3 old, that kind of thing. But either way, I love new hero design, and I don't mind new hero design that works well in a limited setting, so that's kind of fine with me as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about Wager. I'm really excited for the new heroes. KO just looks amazing. I mean, just taking the brute ability to demand 6 blocks and just saying, hey, okay, we're gonna need 6 blocks now. You know, sorry, we're gonna need 6 power cards. Well, actually, you can take 5 power cards. That opens up so many new cards to get that deck to 66 powers, or as many as you need, which I think is fantastic. I also just the fact that they only have one hand as well feels like a balancing mechanic. So I'm guessing the abilities on KO were quite powerful, so we're going to kind of see how that one hand plays out. I mean, is KO just going to play a claw? They're probably going to get another weapon, but I really like the addition of a one-handed hero into the game. I feel like it's just really interesting design space to explore, so that's kind of got me excited too. So yeah, I mean, we've obviously just seen mostly a lot of commons and the occasional specialization, but so far I think I'm liking what I see from heavy hitters. I think it's really interesting. There was a bit of a kerfuffle about spoiling Rhinar and making it like it's a big deal that he's being reprinted. It is a big deal he's being reprinted. I mean, I disagree with the people who think that it isn't. It is a big deal that he's being reprinted. And, you know, I don't know what the best way to handle those to not get people disappointed is when it is actually quite a big deal. I actually think the community potentially needs to adjust their expectations on, you know, not every hero in one of these hero sets is going to be new, but it is still exciting to see your favorite hero get reprinted. And I think it's kind of unfair to all the Rhinar players to not be happy for them that they got this chance to have a new hero back. So just, I mean, that's really it, kind of. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's kind of exciting. So I'm looking forward to heavy hitters. I think it's going to be good. I don't know if I'm going to be playing sealed. I might not be able to make it to Liverpool, because in keeping with the theme of Steelfur Speaks on tour, I am going to Japan in February next year. So, you know, there's going to be a video from Japan. I'm enjoying all this travel I'm doing. Most of it is for leisure at the moment, though there is talk of a work trip to Mexico the week I go back from Japan, so I may be on the road more then, but that's all right. For the moment, from me and from snowy/sleety Chamonix, but still kind of nice. I mean, you can see all the chalets and things like that. That'll be goodbye. I'm just going to have to wrap up the video there. As always, you know, I haven't been getting much writing because I've just been traveling so much, but the storyboard and everything is still progressing for A Flow's Choice, so that will be finished next year. I fully intend to. I'm almost halfway done, so it'll be exciting to get it finished. I'm just going to set aside some time in the new year to do that. Other than that, you know, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, I'm at events, I'm playing Fab, I'm having fun. I've also picked up a bit of sorcery and some stuff like that, and that's where we're going. So yeah, this is Steelfur, this is me speaking. I'm in France, so salut, au revoir, mon ami, mes amis, we'll say that. Goodbye, and I'll talk to you all soon.